Relationships. We all know them, and have had at least been in one. At least once or twice. But for the people who don't know what it's like, this video right here will explain the different levels of relationships from friends, family to dating, the good and bad of relationships, emotion, how both genders feel during relationships, and how relationships are often formed. Anyways, without further ado, let's first talk about the different levels of relationships. Yeah, by the way, if you can't follow up, put on subtitles. In relationships across the world, it is common knowledge that there are separate meanings to relationships. The most prominent option that most people think is romantic relationships when you mention the word relationship. However, there are multiple meanings. For instance, friendship. Relationships usually start here. In school, you should at least have one or multiple friends that help you in your time of need. That is if you are injured or in trouble with things at home. Friendship is usually the first or second step to most relationships. Before this continues, just keep in mind when I say the word relationship or relationships, I don't speak of one. I'm usually referencing more than one different type of relationship. Anyways, let's talk about family relationships. Family relationships are the closest relationships ever, besides like dating, mainly because of siblings and parents. They are the closest to you, and nothing can really change that besides the fact that there are families in modern day tend to be broken. It can be a wonderful sight to see. So, you've reached the romantic part of relationships. As far as I know, a good portion of you people watching this have dated at least once or twice, or not at all, but that's okay. As far as I know, in a relationship, the two are equals, seeing eye to eye, maybe not physically because some individuals height, and viewing their needs as equal. If one person in a relationship doesn't treat you in the right sense, this could be a toxic relationship, and the smartest way possible, try to get out of it. And if they threaten your life, then it's time to inform the authorities. Just know that not all relationships stick in this sense. However, it is not impossible for a relationship to stick. There's a chance for said relationship to keep going. You just need to play your cards right, correctly. Whoops. Love. There we go. The good and bad. We're not supposed to read that. There are good things and bad things in relationships. Let's start with the good things about different relationships. In friendships, there are a lot of good things about them. First off, they are your friend. For some, you can be vulnerable with and share your thoughts on certain things, or people if you gossip. You can have fun wherever you go, like making jokes, teasing, etc. However, there are a few bad things about relationships, like for instance, if you tell them information that is meant to be secret and they spread it, sometimes people use you, and sometimes you can be oblivious to it. They can pick at you because of an insecurity. They think they're joking, but you're very insecure about it. Or they can just like downright spread misinformation about you. Then you know that they are not really your friend. Family is like everything to me. Like parents, siblings, cousins, grandparents, aunts, uncles, the list goes on. Let's just some good things about them. First off, they're your family. You can be vulnerable with them at any time, and they'll understand. They care for you when you are injured, sick, or just borderline care for you. However, that doesn't mean that they are perfect. Let's list some not so good things about like family and all that. First off, you can eventually get sick of them if you stick around too much, because let's be honest, if you go on a 6-hour road trip and you're stuck in a vehicle with them, you'll eventually get sick of them. Secondly, your siblings usually act different when friends are around, so they may act like someone they aren't. Same thing goes for parents. Parents sometimes are driven hard, like that they need a break, and sometimes let their anger out on you, which is fine given said circumstances. And when it comes to relationships, like dating-wise, there are many good and many bad. Let's start with the good. First off, you two most likely love each other. That is if you actually stated that with them. Secondly, you two could go on dates and enjoy yourselves. Again, if you've reached that state yet. Or you could just stay home, watch movies together, kind of like a home date. However, there are a few bad things about this. First off, clinginess. Your partner could be clingy and not give you any time to yourself. Arguments that happen often, this is not a good sign. Just know that this could be because you don't spend enough time together. Absence for either, this could be a sign of cheating, but don't stress it. Now seems like a good time to speak about emotions and if they are bad or not. Emotions are heavy things in you feel in relationships, so let's list some common emotions that people often feel. In relationships, the emotions you tend to feel are happiness, between each other whilst doing activities together. Most forms of relationships tend to feel it. Anger is often felt after arguments. Sadness is also an effect after arguments, often triggered because of worry that they hurt each other. And love, which is the most common in close relationships. I feel like it's necessary to discuss affection. Affection is an action that is often shown through conversation, like mainly compliments, or physical touch, and like hugging, like kissing, like that stuff, etc. And a lot that I cannot cover right now. For the fun of it, I decided to look for an unexpected character in fiction that has shown affection for others. That is, well, not a human origin, like aliens, like giant monsters and stuff like that, etc. Like the list goes on. I've chosen a character from a franchise that ranges from 2007 to 2017. Even though this character has only been in 3 movies, I think it's safe to assume that it is shown affection off screen at least once. The character I have chosen is Starscream. Yeah, I chose a Transformer. Before you criticize my decision, let me give you a quick rundown of Transformers, specifically Michael Bay's adaptation of the characters. The Transformers are autonomous robotic organisms from a planet, a fictional one called Cybertron, an artifact that is created to erase lines on Earth as the Autobots, the protagonists, and Decepticons, the antagonists, ensue a war upon it to retrieve it. Their leader was eventually killed by a human boy named Sam Witwicky by shoving the artifact into Megatron's chest, killing him in the second movie. Megatron is revived and pursues in another mission to annihilate Earth with the help of his mentor, the Fallen. In the end, Optimus Prime kills the Fallen with the power-up from a Transformer and heavily wounds Megatron. In the third movie, the planet is threatened yet again by Optimus Prime's mentor, Sentinel Prime. Optimus, in the end, eventually kills a good majority of the Decepticon army, killing Megatron and his mentor. That's as far as I'll explain the movies. However, we're not focusing on the leaders of their factions. We are focusing on Starscream. Okay, this metal Dorito that turns into a jet may have actually shown affection to infants, okay? Formerly known as hatchlings. Let's play a clip from the movie. Just know that viewer discretion is advised because this clip contains alien fluids resembling slime, and it may gross few of you out.
Relieved to hear of your resurrection.
You left me to die on that pathetic insect planet.
Only to help spawn our new army. The Fallen decrees it. After all, in your absence, someone had to take command.
So disappointing.
Hatchling, careful, fragile.
Even in death, there is no command but mine. My master, I failed you on Earth. The Allspark is destroyed, and without it, our race will perish.
You have much to learn, my disciple. The cube was merely a vessel. Its power, its knowledge can never be destroyed. It can only transform.
How is that possible?
It has been absorbed by the human child. The key to saving our race now lies within his mind.
Well then, let me strip the very flesh from his body.
And you will, my apprentice. In time, for millennia, I have dreamed of my return to that wretched planet where I too was once betrayed by the primes I called my brothers.
Only a prime
can defeat me, and now only one remains.
Optimus. He protects the boy.
Then the boy will lead us to him, and revenge will be ours.
Yes.
The boy will not escape us. We have him in our sights. Without more Energon, the hatchlings will keep dying.
As Starscream states, he was spawning a new army under the Fallen's command. However, that doesn't mean that he didn't feel affection whilst raising them. Yes, while I'm aware in that falling sea, he then proceeds to drop a hatchling, it is because that one is deceased, dead. Not to mention, Starscream psychology in his species is different from humans. Anyways, let's move on to our next category. Relationships form in such ways, via family or friends. Maybe somebody set you up with another person. Either way, relationships are often formed in some plausible way. Even some relationships start out as friends and eventually become lovers in the future. Sometimes enemies grow to like each other in such ways. It's honestly complex to cover how most relationships would usually start. Sometimes you meet people through your friends and you tend to grow liking them. It's not the most plausible, but it still works. That's the end of this video. I hope you learned how complex relationships really are. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day, and that is it. Bye-bye. Later.